He is also the president of the nonpartisan Josiah Bartlett Public Policy Center. Please welcome Charlie Arlinghaus.
Thanks. It's great to be here, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the state spending problem, which gets no attention because there's no Glenn Beck at the state level. So nobody to talk about that. We could use that. Just as Washington is bankrupting us, right? George Bush doubled the debt, and Obama's going to double it again. So it's sort of a nonpartisan problem. They're all a bunch of morons, but we elect them to lead our country. The problem at the state level is even worse, because at the state level we have a rule that your budget has to be balanced. They can't spend us into oblivion. And so what they've done for years is they raise our taxes bit by bit. The problem doesn't seem to be there, but over the last couple of years the problem has gotten bad. Spending goes up every year in New Hampshire. Taxes go up almost every year in New Hampshire. We've had a tax increase with almost every budget in the last 20 years. What they did last 2 years ago when they passed the budget is sort of a new trick. They wanted to spend the money and they didn't want to raise the taxes to do it. So they guesstimated how much money they were going to raise by taxes, and they guessed high. That's not really helpful, because when the money doesn't come in, you have to get it somewhere. So for the last year, we've been scrambling, trying to figure out what to do with the money, and they finally came up with a solution this year. We're in the middle of a recession. It's this horrible situation we're in, so let's increase spending 11%, because at home, we're all increasing our spending 11%, right? Anybody here? And since nobody has any money, let's increase spending. It's actually more than $1 billion that they've increased spending. So, you know, God knows where they're going to get that from. Well, they figure out a way, right? They're going to raise some taxes here and there. We're going to take a big credit card payment that we're getting from the federal government. Obama's going to loan us the money for a couple of years. We're going to pretend to balance the budget. In addition to that, since it's a recession, does anybody think it's a good idea to raise taxes in a recession?
No!
Does anybody think it's a dumb idea?
Yeah!
Dumb, dumb, dumb. But they haven't figured that out in Concord yet. So what they're going to do is, because tourism is a big part of our economy, they're going to raise taxes on tourism. Because God knows we don't want any more of that, right? So, because we attract people to come here because we have a good business climate, let's stop that too. So let's pass a capital gains tax and push that through the House. In addition to that, let's not actually balance the budget. The amount of money we spend and the amount of money we raise don't match. There's a huge gap, but they paper it over with one-time money from the federal government, mostly. All that really means, it's like you, when you got a crack in your foundation, you put a piece of wallpaper over it. That's great to help you sell your house this year, but the people who buy the house next year get screwed. And that's what we're doing to the people, to the generations coming behind us at the state level. The good news for you is that at the federal level, it's annoying, right? Because once these people are in, all we can do is scream at them and yell at them and be annoyed at the moronic things they do time after time. At the local level, there's a lot you can do, because there's strength in numbers. There are, what do you want to guess, 1,000 people here tonight?
No, 2,000!
All right, let's say 2,000. 3,000. Probably the whole population of Manchester is here tonight. But what you can do, these people hear day in and day out, they hear constantly as they walk around this insular little world they live in called the State House. And somebody comes up to them and whispers in their ear that they got a good idea for how to spend a little bit of money. It's not going to cost a lot, it's just going to be a couple $100,000. And then I got another idea, and I got another idea, and I got another idea, and pretty soon we're spending $1 billion more than we spent. What they don't hear from is us. And we can change that. If you're a state rep in New Hampshire and 10 people call you, that's the equivalent of an earthquake. It doesn't ever happen on any bill. Almost no one ever talks to you except lobbyists. And so you can leave here and talk to somebody. And you're not a lobbyist. You're not somebody on the radio talking to them. You're not some idiot who has a newspaper column who's pontificating at them. You're a real person who lives in their town who can vote for them or who can vote against them. So leave here, and I'll end with this. Leave here and don't just be mad. I mean, we should be mad. We should be mad, we should be sad, we should be annoyed as hell. But in addition to that, you should leave here, figure out who your state rep is. You've got, probably, on average, you've got 7. Some of you got 3 or 4, some of you got 14. Call them up and tell them what you expect from them. and call them regularly. Ask them what they're doing. Ask them again and again and again and again what they're doing. But don't just leave here mad, leave here active. Thank you.